Imagine, if you will, a plane carrying a group of amateur rugby players, their friends and family members, lifting off from Carrasco International Airport in Montevideo, Uruguay, on October 12, 1972. A plane filled with excitement and anticipation, carrying the Old Christians Club to a match in Santiago, Chile. The Fairchild turboprop, a twin-engined bird not built to soar above 22,500 feet, was charted for this journey. Alongside the team, others had been recruited to help pay the cost of this flight. But as the plane approached the Andes Mountains, weather conditions worsened. The team was forced to make an unexpected stopover in Mendoza, Argentina. The wait was tense, but the next day the skies cleared and the journey resumed. The anticipation hangs heavy in the air as the plane departs on October 13th for Santiago, Chile, a journey that will take them over the formidable Andes Mountains. The pilots, believing they have cleared the mountain range, begin their descent, but they are horribly mistaken. The aircraft, still trapped within the icy peaks of the Andes, collides with a mountain. It loses its right wing first, then its left, before finally crashing into a remote valley near the Chilean border. The crash is cataclysmic, instantly claiming the lives of 12 passengers. In the immediate aftermath, the survivors grapple with shock and the harsh reality of their situation. The wreckage, now their only shelter, lies in a desolate, snow-covered landscape. The chilling temperatures bite through their clothing, a cruel reminder of their precarious state. Meanwhile, news of the missing plane sparks a flurry of search and rescue efforts, but the task is daunting. The reported location of the plane before contact was lost proves to be incorrect. Efforts shift to scouring the vast, rugged terrain of the Andes. The survivors, their hopes ignited, spot several planes, yet the white of the snow-covered mountains camouflage the wreckage, rendering it virtually invisible to the searchers. As days stretch into a week, the challenges of locating the plane in such a hostile environment become increasingly evident. The relentless snowfall, the impenetrable mountain ranges, and the vastness of the search area all conspire against the rescuers. The grim possibility that there may be no survivors starts to take root. An agonizing 8 days after the crash, the official search is called off. The decision sends a wave of despair among the survivors. The harsh reality of their situation sets in. They are stranded, isolated in the unforgiving Andes with dwindling supplies and no imminent hope of rescue. As the search is called off, 33 survivors are left to face the harsh reality of their situation, isolated and alone in the freezing Andes. Their struggle for survival in the face of overwhelming odds has only just begun. Stranded at an altitude of 11,500 feet, the survivors are left with dwindling supplies and a rapidly decreasing temperature. In the aftermath of the crash, the survivors faced an unimaginable struggle. They were marooned in a remote valley in the Andes, far removed from the reach of civilization. The aircraft's fuselage, though largely intact, offered only limited protection against the harsh elements. The cold was relentless, the snow a constant adversary. Their only sustenance was a meagre supply of candy bars and wine, remnants from the flight. But such supplies were ill-equipped to sustain 45 individuals, and within a week they were depleted. Hunger gnawed at their bellies, their bodies slowly weakening from the lack of nourishment. In the face of such dire circumstances, the survivors were compelled to make a decision that would forever mark their ordeal. After much deliberation, they chose to do the unthinkable, to consume the bodies of their deceased companions. It was a decision born of desperation, a grim testament to their will to survive. Yet even as they fought to keep starvation at bay, the mountain had more trials in store for them. On the 29th of October, misfortune struck again. An avalanche, swift and merciless, swept over their makeshift shelter. The fuselage was buried under a blanket of snow, and 8 more lives were snuffed out, their hopes of rescue buried with them. The survivors, however, refused to surrender to their grim fate. They rallied, their spirits unbowed. Amidst the despair, a group of survivors emerged, christened as the Expeditionaries. Their mission was simple yet daunting: to survey the treacherous terrain and find an escape route. The Expeditionaries ventured into the snow-clad wilderness, their determination undeterred by the towering peaks and the biting cold. They were driven by a singular goal: survival. They knew their only hope lay beyond the mountains that held them captive. In the face of adversity, the human spirit proved to be indomitable. The survivors of the Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 demonstrated an extraordinary will to live, their resolve hardened by the trials they endured. Their story serves as a stark reminder of our innate capacity for resilience, our ability to overcome even the most insurmountable obstacles. As the days turned into weeks and then months, their struggle for survival continued. The freezing temperatures, the scarcity of food, the isolation, all seemed insurmountable. But they clung to hope, their will to survive stronger than the forces that sought to defeat them. The ordeal is far from over, as a small group of survivors, known as the expeditionaries, begins to explore the surrounding area for a potential escape route. The next chapter in their remarkable tale of survival was about to unfold. With only 16 survivors remaining, the desperate expeditionaries set out on a perilous journey to find help. So began the final chapter of their harrowing tale, a chapter marked by hope, determination, and unyielding courage. The expeditionaries, driven by the sheer will to survive, embarked on a challenging trek through the unforgiving Andes. The journey was arduous, to say the least. The expeditionaries had to navigate treacherous terrains, endure freezing temperatures, and overcome physical exhaustion. But they were fueled by a singular purpose: to find help and bring an end to their agonizing ordeal. After days of relentless travel, they stumbled upon a beacon of hope in the most unexpected of places. They encountered 3 herdsmen in the remote village of Los Maitenes, Chile. Imagine the surprise and relief on both sides. The herdsmen, coming face to face with the survivors of a plane crash written off as a fatal tragedy, and the expeditionaries finally finding the help they so desperately sought. The herdsmen quickly alerted authorities, setting in motion a rescue mission that would bring a glimmer of hope to a situation steeped in despair. The news of the survivors spread like wildfire, prompting a swift and concerted response from the authorities. Rescue teams, armed with the knowledge of the survivors' location, made their way through the rugged landscape, battling the same harsh conditions that the survivors had endured for more than 2 months. It was a race against time and nature, a race they were determined to win. As the rescuers finally reached the survivors, it marked the end of an ordeal that had tested the limits of human endurance. The survivors, though weak and weary, had a newfound strength, the strength of having survived against all odds. On December 23rd, after more than 2 months of unimaginable hardship, the final survivors of the crash are rescued, their ordeal finally at an end. This rescue was more than just a mark of survival. It was a testament to the indomitable human spirit, the power of hope, and the strength of unity in the face of adversity. The world watched in awe as the story of the Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 unfolded. A tale of survival against all odds, this incident held the globe in its grip as the details emerged, each more harrowing than the last. The key events of the story serve as stark reminders of the importance of accurate navigation. The unfortunate miscalculation of the pilot, who believed he had cleared the Andes when in fact he was still amidst them, led to a catastrophic turn of events. This underscores the critical role that precision and vigilance play in aviation, and the devastating consequences that can result from a simple error. Yet, amidst the tragedy, the incident also showcased the incredible resilience of the human spirit. The survivors, faced with unimaginable conditions and limited resources, exhibited an unyielding will to live. Stranded at an altitude of nearly 11,500 feet with meager food supplies, they endured snow and freezing temperatures, demonstrating a level of tenacity and courage that is awe-inspiring. But their survival also brought to light ethical dilemmas that continue to provoke debate. In their desperate struggle to stay alive, the survivors had to resort to cannibalism, a decision that stirred controversy and raised questions about the limits of human survival. It was a choice born out of desperation, a testament to the lengths to which humans can go when pushed to their extreme limits. In the end, the survivor's tale is one of endurance and survival, of life persisting against all odds. It is a story that continues to resonate, to inspire and to caution. It prompts us to reflect on our own resilience, on the choices we would make in the face of extreme circumstances, and on the value we place on life itself. This story serves as a stark reminder of our human capacity for survival and the lengths to which we will go when faced with the most extreme circumstances.